Are these the best Team Go Rocket Leader Shadow Pokemon we've ever seen? Well, I would say so, but for anyone that needs convincing, today we'll be breaking down the current Team Rocket lineup and why you need to catch these Shadow Pokemon. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Welcome back, everyone. So we've seen a lot of Shadow Pokemon rotated through the Team Go Rocket leaders over the past 5 years, though only a handful have really been useful. Sometimes we'll have a rotation with 1 or 2 good Shadow Pokemon, while the rest have been duds. And in the case of the Summer 2024 rotation, all 3 of those Shadow Pokemon really weren't all that exciting. But when it comes to the current Team Rocket Leader rotation, things are looking like a grand slam in terms of this Shadow Pokemon lineup. So with that said, let's begin by talking about Sierra and her catchable Shadow Pokemon, Ralts. Shadow Ralts is a pretty decent Pokemon in Go, evolving into Shadow Gardevoir as well as Shadow Gallade. Now as a Psychic type attacker, Gardevoir isn't that impressive. However, when it comes to its Fairy type, it's one of the best. Shadow Gardevoir is considered the 3rd best Fairy type attacker in the game, only behind Mega Gardevoir and Mega Alakazam. But since you can only have one of either of these in your raid party, Shadow Gardevoir is a stellar option to fill the rest of your roster. Then when it comes to Shadow Gallade, this Pokemon is a lot less useful in raids, but it is a really threatening option for PvP because of its incredibly spammy moveset. A glassy Pokemon option for sure, but a really fun one at that. So that about covers Sierra's Shadow Pokemon, so let's move on to Cliff and his Shadow Pokemon, Shadow Galarian Zigzagoon. Now right off the bat, this Pokemon won't do much in terms of raids, however when it comes to PvP, it's going to be more impactful. As you know, its evolution Obstagoon already sees decent play in the Go Battle League's Great and Ultra Leagues. Granted, the nerf to its fast move counter did take it down a notch, but its dark normal typing and its bulk make it a solid choice, especially with special cups like the Summer Cup and Halloween Cup. And the Shadow bonus that Shadow Pokemon get will synergize particularly well with counter's high power. Not to mention that even outside of PvP, it's got a really nice shiny variant, and it's going to look even cooler with that Shadow Aura all around it. Now this brings us to the final Team Go Rocket leader of this rotation, being Arlo with the long-awaited return of Shadow Beldum. Now this Pokemon's final evolution is an absolute game changer for raids. Shadow Metagross stands as the 2nd best Steel-type attacker in Go, only behind Duskmane Necrozma. But Necrozma's fusions are limited by the number of Solgaleo or Lunala in your collection, which isn't too many at the time of recording this video. Plus they're harder to obtain candy for compared to Beldum, so this is going to be a great option if you need to pad out your Steel-type team. Though at the same time, it only maintains this spot when it has its Calm Day move, Meteor Mash. Without it, this champ is considered a chump, so it's not really worth the resources if you can't get this move. Though with that said, it is important to note that since Beldum had a Calm Day in 2024, we'll see Meteor Mash return for the Calm Day wrap-up event on December 21st and 22nd. So if you have some Shadow Beldum that you removed frustration from the last Team Go Rocket Takeover event, I try to get enough candy before that recap event so you can evolve them and get this move for free. So in summary, we have 3 Shadows with great shinies and a lot of utility for both raids and PvP, making for what I'd argue to be the best trio of Team Go Rocket Leader encounters we've seen so far. But that's just my opinion, and now I want to know what you think about this lineup. Do you agree with me that this is the best lineup we've had, or is there a previous lineup that was better? Also, which Shadow Pokemon would you like to see in the next leader rotation we have? And if you enjoyed this video, then consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing if it's your first time here. We've got a lot of exciting content coming soon, including our list of the best elite charge TM uses in Pokemon Go. So until next time, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.